What's happening, Domainiacs? It's Bryce Schumacher here, aka BigBS, in the place to be on the domain GPCE. Thanks for stopping by. This is my video of the games that I've beaten so far in 2024. We're a little over halfway now, so I thought this would be a good time to kind of show what I've been doing gaming-wise this year. Not everything has come out this year. Some of these games are older that I just haven't had a chance to get a hold of yet, but I've got 13 games in all that I've beaten so far this year, and I'm just going to go through the list with you in a quick little synopsis of my overall experience with it. So getting right into it, we're going to keep it in alphabetical order. You can see right behind me, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2, man, this was such a hyped game when it came out this year, or it came out last year, but I finally beat it this year. I didn't quite dive all the way in, and if you've played it, it's a good game, and I took my time with it. I didn't want to rush it, but I finally beat that this year, and that was just an amazing experience like no other. If you haven't played Alan Wake or Alan Wake 2, I highly recommend it. They're just great overall games and artistic horror like you've never seen before. So definitely check out Alan Wake 2 if you haven't already. The next one up on the list, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Now, this game is an Xbox 360 game. It's an old game. I got it for free through Games with Gold years and years ago and never touched it. I had played through Alan Wake 1, and then when I was getting into Alan Wake 2, I was like, man, I've got American Nightmare just sitting on the back burner. It was already installed in my external hard drive. So I was like, I fired it up, and the game is short and sweet and fun. It takes the fun kind of action scenes of the Alan Wake 1 and just kind of thins it down to just that mostly. It's a very short game compared to the other ones. I'd say maybe about 10 hours at most to get through it. But it was fun, and it was free, so I can't complain. It's more story into the Alan Wake universe, which I always love because, man, the more I play it, the more I see it, and the more I see what other games are connected to it, I'm falling in love with this artistic vision of this series of games. But so yeah, check that out. It's fun. It's short. I would recommend it for sure. So moving on to the next one, we've got Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. So this is based off of one of his old movies. I never saw the movie, but I was talking with some friends of mine about, we were talking about, what directors should make, have a video game, make a video game. What movie directors, horror movie, or, not horror, just any movie director in general. We were kind of just, what two should combine? And I was like, man, Alfred Hitchcock should make a game, not knowing that this game had already been made years ago. And so I kind of, once I heard about this game, I was like, man, this was like an idea I had just a few weeks before, and I saw the game. It was on sale for pretty cheap in the Xbox store, and so I picked it up, and I went through it, and it was very, very good. The storyline was insane. It literally was so many twists and turns in this game that I said it gave me vertigo. It was giving me vertigo trying to follow, because every time you think you know what's going on, it just fucking spins you around, twists it around. And so I would definitely recommend Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo. It's a classic horror, psychological thriller. It just always leaves you on the edge, man, until the very end. And I want to play through it again just because it's so many things that I feel like I probably it didn't click until after you've beaten it, after you've seen the whole completion of the story. Then you're like, oh, now that and that are connected. So I want to go through and play that again. That's a really good game. Definitely highly recommend Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. And like I said, I got it on sale, so it was pretty cheap. So keep your eye out for games like, I look through games, I look through what's on sale and pick something up for cheap that's got good reviews. And that's what I do, a thrifty little gamer on the digital store there. So the next one up that I've completed this year in 2024, Control. Control came out on Game Pass this year, and I'm a big Game Pass guy. I've been subscribing to it every month since it came out. I don't think I've ever stopped my my subscription. I actually pay for two, for one for my son as well. Control. So if you don't know, which I didn't know for a while until a friend of mine told me, that this is within the Alan Wake universe. This is from the same developers and the same crew behind the Alan Wake series. So if you like Alan Wake, you love Alan Wake, you're going to love Control. Alan Wake actually shows up in this game. So I'm not going to say any more than that, but this game is within that same Alan Wake universe. So you definitely, if you're into the Alan Wake lore, this one will expand it like you didn't even know it was possible. So definitely check out Control. A lot more action based than and leveling up of stuff than in Alan Wake, which I like. So it's not like you don't feel like you're playing the same game over and over. Like you might get fatigued with playing some the games that one developer makes, but this is a lot different. So I would definitely check out Control. So next on the list, Hellblade 1. I started Hellblade 1 way back, but I never finished it. Kind of got stuck at a hard part and just kind of felt for other things came out and I started going down other roads. So I never finished it. And then when Hellblade 2 was getting ready to drop, I was like, well, now I have to finish Hellblade 1. So I went in and finished Hellblade 1. And man, if you haven't played any Hellblade series, another highly recommended game. I don't really waste my time completing games that I don't like. So a lot of these games you're going to hear a good review of, just overall, because it takes a lot for me to invest that time and have it be worthwhile. So I'm going to put it into games that grip me at the beginning, for the first few hours, and if I don't feel it after that, then I move on to something else. So these are all games that I've completed, and I've completed them because they keep you involved, and it's just a different, great experience artistically, gameplay wise, puzzle solving, all that. So with Hellblade, this is a great cinematic game. This is probably one of the best looking games you're going to play other than Hellblade 2. But we'll get to that. So these Hellblade games, man, the combat, so the UI is minimal. It looks like a movie. The voice acting is insane. If you do play it, highly recommend wearing headphones. It's designed for headphones, and you're just going to get this spatial sound of everything and the voices in your head. So definitely wear headphones. Definitely play Hellblade, because what the next one I'm going to recommend is Hellblade 2. I finished that this year as well because I was on a Hellblade roll after hitting the first one, and then this one I was just like, I actually did a 6-hour stream of it on the week it came out, the Friday of the week that it came out, and then I went back and finished it in like another hour and a half. So it is a short game, but it does have replayability value. I'm not going to get into that. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but it definitely has replayability. But this one, if you thought Hellblade 1 looked great, played great, this is just more of everything that Hellblade 1 did great, and they just fucking put the icing on the cake. They go up another level with it. So Hellblade 2, definitely got to play the series. If you're going to play one, you got to play both. Like I said, only about a 7-8 hour game, so it's short. You can get it done fast, but it is a lot of fun. It's not a lot of like open world exploration and stuff. It's pretty linear on the path, but it's very cinematic, very good acting. Definitely recommend Hellblade 2. Next one up, MLB The Show 24. I did that. It was on Game Pass. It was a lot of fun. So I always enjoy playing a baseball game when they come out, making the custom character and getting into just completing the whole season. So when I say I beat it, I completed a whole season with a custom character, went from the minor leagues to the major leagues and did all that, did a full season. We didn't make it to the playoffs, so unfortunately the Pirates didn't make it to the playoffs that year. But so next up we've got, but yeah, I recommend playing it if you like baseball games. It's a lot of fun. Next up, I got this on sale, Murdered Soul Suspect. This game is about 10 years old or so, I think. Came out on the Xbox One almost like release time. But it's a unique premise. You play a detective that's investigating his own murder as a ghost. So now that he's in the afterlife and like in between, he's a ghost, you know. So he hasn't fully went to heaven or hell or wherever. So he's got to complete his quest for his soul to be released. So he's investigating his own murder, um, and you get help from unlikely sources. But it's a very cool story, very cool premise, and it was done very well. So I recommend playing that game too, and it's on sale for cheap as well. So you can get that game for cheap. The acting and the writing's great. Gameplay is very simple, so it's something you can breeze through easily. It's not going to take a whole lot of skill or practice to get through. We got a few more left here. Next one up, Open Roads. It's another Game Pass game. Very short, relaxing kind of game. It's just a tale of a mother and daughter going on a road trip to the grandmother's house that I think had died, and they're going through all their old stuff, going through these memories, and they go through a bonding experience. And it's a nice, sweet story. It's very short, a few hours long, but if you're looking for like a relaxing type of game to breeze through, this is another good one. Open Roads was good. Um, so the next one we got up, She Sees Red. It's an interactive movie, so it's not necessarily a video game, but it was on sale under the video game section in the Xbox store. So it was very cheap. It was like $2, I think. I got it. So interactive. She Sees Red interactive movie. This is like you can tell it was Russian. It's been overdubbed, but the story was good. It's about a half hour, 40-minute long movie, but you replay through it a bunch of times because there's all these different ways you can go and all these different scenes that you unlock for you. So I recommend playing it if you're into that. It's very difficult. It's very easy. You're watching a movie, you make a choice a few times, and alternate scenes pop up. But the story is good. Once you start playing through it 2 or 3 times, more layers start peeling back, and you're like, oh, wow, this is connected. That's different than I thought. And so it plays a little twisty kind of stuff like that on your brain, like the vertigo kind of. So I would definitely recommend that if that's, if you're into the interactive movies at all. But I'm a big fan of those. Something fun and different. So the next up, we've got A Short Hike. This is another Game Pass game, and it's another nice, relaxing game. It's got a kind of old school retro vibe, Super Nintendo style, maybe even a little bit older. It's very pixelated and grainy kind of look, but it is a lot of fun, a lot of exploration, a lot of cool little challenges. Small leveling system with the golden feathers. This game is fun, and it only took me maybe an hour to beat, 2 hours, but there's a lot of replayability outside of that main quest, So if you're looking for something, I mean, Short Hike is a very fitting name because that's exactly what it is. So if you're looking for something short and relaxing like that, but still fun game play wise, Short Hike, Game Pass, I would hit it up. I'll probably get back to it eventually again. So we've got 3 left. The final 3 I've finished this year, Starfield. I finally finished Starfield this year, guys. I got into it. I think I did a 12-hour stream on day one when it released. So I was big into it. I had put over 100 hours into this game and hadn't finished it yet. I got to the final area and I was just getting my butt kicked so bad, like beyond belief. And I was like, man, I've just got to come back to this later and go grind out some leveling up and, and then come back and try to win the fight. So I that's what I did, but it took me until just a few months ago to actually sit down and be like, I need to finish Starfield, because what was happening was I was about to buy Elden Ring. And I was like, man, I need to tie up these loose ends on these big RPGs before I dive into Elden Ring, because that's going to be another 100-hour game. So Elden Ring, I've recently purchased it, but Starfield, I just finished finally. But that was a great game. I liked it. I know like it didn't live up to the hype that everybody was hoping for, but I still liked it, and they've made updates to it that have made it a way better experience. That's another reason I jumped into it, because I heard they made some big updates that improve the quality of life of the game. So Starfield was a lot of fun. I liked the story of it, was very good. I mean, the space battles are fun. The game looks great. I mean, it didn't live up to the hype. Everybody was wanting like a bigger No Man's Sky, or No Man's Sky and Skyrim. No Man's Skyrim is what they wanted. You know what I mean? So, but they didn't get it. But they got Starfield, and Starfield was great, man. I loved it. So it's a good game. I would definitely recommend Starfield, especially now after the updates. So next up, another Game Pass game. I'm just rolling through Game Pass games. Still Wakes the Deep. This one is a newer one, just came out about a month ago, and it's a horror game, pretty linear, not a lot of open paths, open world. You're on an oil rig that's you drilled into something that's, it's some kind of entity that's taking over and growing and making people into hostile, zombies or mutants or whatever but and it's all about trying to escape off of this oil rig before it sinks, and everything just keeps going to hell. But Still Wakes the Deep. It was a good game. I'd say it was probably about 10 hours, maybe 15-hour game. Yeah, something like that. But it was a good game. I enjoyed it. It definitely gave me some jump scares. So go ahead and play Still Wakes the Deep if you're into some new horror games. Just being on an oil rig alone is scary as fuck, even when shit's going right. So, all right, final game that I've beaten, and this is the only one that's not on Xbox, by the way. uh, Super Mario Wonder. Let's get this. I'm in the way of the Super Mario Brothers Wonder. There it is. This is the only Nintendo game I've beaten this year, and the 13th game that I've beaten so far this year on the list in alphabetical order, not in order of time or anything like that. This is just alphabetical order. This is the final game that I've beaten this year, Super Mario Wonder. Man, it was so much fun. Such a cool take on the Mario Brothers experience. It's genuinely something new and creative. So if you are a Switch owner and looking for a new fun Mario experience, Super Mario Wonder is definitely where it's at. So definitely check out all those games on my list, and let me know in the comments if you've played any of them, beat any of them, what you guys thought of them. Just let's talk about it in the chat, in the comments. But I'm Bryce Schumacher. Thanks for tuning in the Domain, gaming, pop culture, and entertainment. Don't forget to follow and like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.